In the late 1960s, in Swansea, Wales, a young man named Pete Ham picked up his guitar and dreamed. He wasn't just a musician, he was a songwriter with a gift that seemed destined for greatness. Leading a band called the Ivies, Pete caught the attention of the biggest stars on earth, the Beatles. Signed to Apple Records, they became the label's brightest hope. Renamed Badfinger, Pete Ham was the heart, the voice, and the driving force behind it all. Beside him stood his closest friend, Tom Evans, and together they were unstoppable. The world was waiting for them. Pete wrote and performed songs that defined an era. With guidance from Paul McCartney, hits like Come and Get It and No Matter What shot up the charts. But it was his own compositions, Day After Day, Baby Blue, and the timeless masterpiece Without You, co-written with Tom, that proved he was a genius. Without You became a global anthem, covered by Harry Nilsson and millions of artists after. Pete Ham was on top of the world, admired by legends, loved by fans, and living the dream he had worked so hard for. But fame came with a price, and for Pete, that price was everything. Trusting the wrong people, he signed away his future to a manager who saw him only as a paycheck. While Pete poured his soul into the music, his bank account remained empty. Millions of records sold, yet he had no money. Contracts were forged, royalties were stolen, and the legal walls began to close in. The man who gave the world so much joy was slowly being crushed by financial ruin and betrayal. The dream was turning into a nightmare. The pressure became unbearable. On April 24, 1975, just days before his 28th birthday, Pete Ham could fight no more. In a final act of despair, he took his own life. In his note, he left behind a heartbreaking message, pointing directly at the man who destroyed him. The music world lost one of its greatest talents that day. But Tom Evans refused to let Pete's memory die. He fought on, trying to keep the band alive, touring, and performing their songs. He battled lawsuits, depression, and the overwhelming grief of losing his best friend. But it was all in vain. The system had broken them completely. Broken-hearted and defeated, Tom too would take his own life years later. A brilliant star was extinguished, and the one who tried to carry the torch was consumed by the same darkness. Today, when we hear their voices, we hear the story of Pete Ham, and the tragic fight that followed. A rise so high, and a fall so deep, it will never be forgot.